Okay, good morning, everybody. Okay, I was going to go live with this, but I decided to just do it this way because my throat is not very good this morning. But I wanted to get this out here for you guys so you can see it. There's like a 15-page synopsis and what the Chandler Police Department has put out regarding Lori Vallow and her latest charges on her with her husband, Charles Vallow. It gives a bunch of information as to what they gathered for evidence before her charges were filed. Kind of figured this was coming, and I won't be surprised if there isn't first-degree murder charges coming also for Joseph Ryan and her brother Alex Cox. So I'm just going to go through the pages. You guys can pause it along the way if you would like to read every single part of it, but this just gives what led up to Charles's death. Now, a lot of this is redacted, but you can basically figure out who they're talking about. There's also a part in here where it says this is why we think charges should be brought against Lori Vallow, and then it says another name, but it's redacted. So I don't know who that other name is. Kind of wondering. I have some theories. There's also a Julie name that they did an oops, I think, and didn't redact. But you can pretty much figure out the Zulema is also in there. It looks like she may have been part of this too. So there may be some other charges coming that may not be filed against a certain person because she's a prosecutor's witness in the cases in Idaho. So this is out of Arizona. This case will not go through until the case in Idaho is done. And that's why I'm thinking the other name for arrest is been redacted, because I believe that that person is on the prosecution witness list for the other cases in Idaho. Just my opinion, just my theory. We'll have to wait and see when this all comes out, who that other person is. Okay, so I'm going to mute my voice for now, and I'm just going to scroll through this so you guys can pause it and read it all if you so choose. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and please give this video a like and share it out where you can so everybody can get a look at this. Okay, thanks. Okay, so here's the part that I was talking about. This is basically, I think it's the last page. There may be one more, but I think this is the last one. But right here, after you've read all this and you go through this, you can see here where it says messages identified above have indicated that Chad Daybell was aware of the work with the zombies, and specifically the work that, this is redacted, and Lori were doing on Charles prior to 07/11/2019. Based on the above synopsis and the myriad of other factors gathered in the case, it is recommended that Lori Vallow and somebody be charged with conspiracy to commit murder for the death of her husband, Charles Vallow. So right here, you guys, there is somebody else that they say should be charged with conspiracy to commit murder in the death of Charles Vallow. Now, I think I know who this person is, and I think it's been redacted because I believe that that person is a witness for the prosecution in the other first-degree murder charges, conspiracy to commit murder on JJ, Tylee, and Tammy, the charges that they're facing in Idaho. So I do believe that there is somebody else that's going to be charged along with Lori in this. But as it stands right now, I believe that they may be holding back filing those charges against that person there because they're a witness in the other case. That's the only reason I can see why that would be redacted, because the arrests were already made for this in Charles's death. So this person would have already been arrested, as was Lori Vallow. So the only thing that I can see is that they are holding off laying charges on this other person until they've done what they need to do, and I believe they're a prosecution for witness for the prosecution in the other charges in Idaho. So this case here, you guys, will take back seat to the charges in Idaho. So once they are all dealt with and whatever's going to happen in those cases, it's done and over, then this one is going to start. So we're not going to see anything really coming of this case. I'm anxious to see who is going to represent Lori in this case, because these charges will be in Arizona. So she will be tried in Arizona. So I don't know. Is Mark Means that infatuated with Lori that he's going to relocate to Arizona for a time to defend her? Who knows? So I'm anxious to see. I'm also anxious to see if there's anything going to be brought up with Chad Daybell. If he's going to be a conspiracy after the fact, anything along those lines. As it looks right now, it doesn't look like it, but they do have him mentioned in here, which does leave it open for them to, if they've got more information that he knew more than what, he has said, or what they can prove right now, depending on what comes out in this case. Like there's going to be a lot of interviews and stuff like that that are going to be done after this, depending on what Lori and this other person who we know is also been recommended to be charged. Is this person going to turn and say Chad was in on it too? But I do know from this that there is somebody named Julie that was very much involved, and Zulema, because as you read through, they spoke regarding Alex Cox. So did they have, even back then, was this all arranged for her to marry Alex, and then Alex suddenly die too after carrying out all these other murders or having his part in all these other murders? We don't know, right? But there's a group of them that were very close knit, that were working hand in hand. I don't believe there's a whole bunch of people, like a whole congregation of people that were involved in this, but I do believe they slipped the name in. You probably caught it while you were reading through this. They slipped the name Julie. You could tell that they're talking with Zulema regarding Alex because she married Alex. There was talk about that in there. There was talk that I believe somebody else who is very well known in this case was also involved in this. But I believe that that person is a prosecution witness in the other trials that are going on. So I'm kind of wondering if that's why they have redacted this, because they don't want her flip-flopping on them, because I think this person is going to be key to the other cases in Idaho. So I think you guys are all going to know who I'm speaking about, but I do believe that that person was also involved in this. I do believe that she's got immunity in the cases in Idaho to nail, to give up all her information and everything else so they can nail Chad and Lori for the conspiracy. Because the only other one that would have known that was there, that they could prove was there and pinged there, was Alex Cox, and he's dead. Right? So there's only really one other person that would have a lot of information regarding that. Right? Think about that for a minute. So I do believe that this person here, it's been redacted because they're witness for the prosecution in the other cases. And I think that they are going to be very important in that case in Idaho. And they don't want that person now changing their story. So I think this is going to be, the recommendation that this person too is charged. I think that will come later down the line once the other cases are done. But you can pretty much figure out who they're talking about in this if you've been really following this case since the beginning. I have been able to basically figure out who they're talking about and when. And you can see, like, there's a little indication here too. So-and-so and so-and-so have both indicated that Lori got her advice and direction from Chad Daybell. When giving it instructions, so-and-so stated that Lori would always say, "I have been told." Messages identified above have indicated that Chad Daybell was aware of the work with zombies and specifically the work that so-and-so and Lori were doing on Charles prior to 7/11/2019. Okay? So there's a lot there, you guys, and you can basically figure out. We all speculated regarding Alex, and, I think we were right on the money when Alex was her hitman. Okay, they kind of worded a little bit differently here because they got to be careful what they put in here. But Alex was not only Lori's brother and fellow conspirator, he was also her hitman. So there's a lot going on here, you guys. Okay, so that's what I got for you. I'm going to end this so I can get this up and out there for you guys. I've got to do some editing and do the thumbnail and description, so on. So there it is. That's the information they had to arrest her for the recommendation that she be arrested for this. I do feel that there will also, we do see that there's going to be an investigation into Joseph Ryan's death, which is Tylee and Colby's father, biological father. And I do believe that they may even reopen Alex Cox's death too, because I think he was offed too for obvious reasons. they're going to try and blame everything on Alex. So he had to go. So there you go. And that was the last page. So I will get this up within the next hour or so for you guys, so you guys can go over this and let me know in the comments below what you guys think, what your thoughts are on this. Who do you think the other person is? I think I know who it is. And let's see if our thoughts are meshing. Okay? So until the next time, you guys, please take care of yourselves and please stay safe. Bye-bye for now.